Are there others in support of the measure? If so, we have a microphone over on my left, and you could say who you are, where you're from, and your support.
Good morning. My name is Carletta Jackson Lane. I'm the Executive Director of Sojourner Truth Foster Family Service Agency. I'm from the City and County of San Francisco. Our nonprofit agency has been working with at-risk families and directly related to homicides and gun control laws for over 22 years. Our office is at 150 Executive Park Boulevard, which is in Candlestick Cove, which is less than a mile from the Cow Palace. And I just wanted to state for the record that we service these families on a daily basis, and that our children are being put in situations where they're faced with multiple traumas. This happens due to the fact that a lot of the families have issues of gun violence, gang violence, and also human trafficking of our foster youth. I just wanted you to know that in particular, it is a travesty to have these gun shows, particularly at the Cow Palace, because the reality is that we're trying desperately to control the level of guns that are coming to the community, and that by having a gun show where they can freely exhibit these weapons it's appalling. And we do understand that there's a Second Amendment and the right to have guns and so forth, but one of the problems of the gun shows is that they can actually sell guns without registering the people who are actually purchasing them. And we just want the state of California to realize that our babies are dying every day, and the last thing we need is a gun show. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Bill Durston, and I'm speaking on my own behalf and on behalf of the Sacramento and San Francisco Bay Area chapters of Physicians for Social Responsibility. I trained at San Francisco General Hospital at UC San Francisco, saw directly the effects of gun violence there. There's overwhelming evidence, both in the legal data and in medical literature, that guns in our homes, guns in our communities, much more likely to kill or injure innocent people than to protect them. Certainly, local government should have control over gun sales in their area, and we are strongly in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning. My name is Pamela DiGiovanni. I'm the chapter lead of Organizing for Action. It's the North Peninsula San Francisco Diversity Chapter. And the reason I mentioned my chapter area is because it is Daly City and San Francisco. And currently, as we know it, the gun shows have increased in that area, and that the access is there to where we have to register a car, but we don't have to register the guns. And it's too much easy access. There's children in that area, and I support Senator Leno's bill today, and so we can start saving lives, and we can start doing that today, and this is the first step forward. So thank you for your time, and I do live in Daly City. Thank you very much. No gun shows.
Good morning. My name is Maddie Scott. I'm from San Francisco. I represent the Healing Circle for the Soul Support Group, and I also represent Healing for Our Families in Our Nation, and I'm the chapter leader for San Francisco of Mothers in Charge, a national movement of mothers across this nation against gun violence. This is my son, George C. Scott, who was killed July 17, 1996 in San Francisco. His sons, Gabriel was 6 at the time, and his other son, Kyron, was 1 year old. So they grew up without a father. Right now, in District 10, Visitation Valley, I work with mothers, fathers in that community, and grandmothers and caregivers who are suffering because they lost loved ones to gun violence. We're an advocacy agency that deal with the post-traumatic stress, the mental health, the disparities that's in that community, and in San Francisco as a whole. We are in support of this bill that the Cow Palace will not have a gun show, because what we don't want to happen is, it's okay to have a show, but after the show, 2 blocks down the street around the corner, someone has a trunk opened up and they're distributing guns to folks, and people are in it to make money, and the money is costing lives. We have several hundred young men in San Francisco that are in wheelchairs and paralyzed because of guns. We have mothers who have lost 3, 4 sons in that neighborhood to gun violence. Well, I'm here to represent those parents, to represent our community, to represent this country. We lost 20 little babies. 20 little babies should still be here.
Thank you.
Because of that. So I hope that you will take this in consideration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jane Williams, and I live in Napa. I am the head of the Napa County chapter of the Brady Campaign. I am here to speak in memory of my son, Mark. Mark was killed with a gun, and I'm here to oppose gun shows. People don't buy gun shows and keep them in their community. They can buy them at the Cow Palace and bring them to Napa, bring them wherever, and kill people with them. So please, no gun shows. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'm Dr. Brian Jin. I'm a pediatrics resident from San Francisco General, among other hospitals in the city. So I'm here with a group of pediatrics trainees who are in support of this measure because we have seen the direct effect of gun violence on many of our patients. Not only does this effect come about from direct gun violence that's aimed towards the children, but also things that they have witnessed, things that are aimed towards their loved ones and even people they might not know. And these effects have profound consequences to the children's development and can result in many of the trends we're seeing, including increase in ADHD, attention problems, and problems at school, which we know eventually lead to societal issues. So that's why we're here to support this bill today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rhea Boyd. I'm also a pediatrician who works at San Francisco General. My population is predominantly African American, and I wanted to stand up to support this bill because gun violence, although it's a problem across the nation, it does disproportionately affect communities of color, and I want to stand beside Bayview, Hunters Point, and the community saying that they don't want gun shows in their community because they are uniquely affected. Adolescent African American males, their #1 cause of death is homicide by firearm, and I think for the community to say that they don't want guns in their neighborhood is admirable. So I stand beside them as their provider.
Good morning. Steve Cruz here this morning on behalf of the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors, and we are in strong support of the bill. San Mateo has passed its own ordinance to ban shows on county property, but because, of course, the Cow Palace is a state facility, it doesn't apply. So, again, we are in strong support of the measure.
Thank you very much. Not seeing others speaking in support.